Hello and welcome to Not So Awesome Review. Today we're looking at the S.H Figuarts Ninja Batman action figure. I almost read that as Batman Ninja because of the way it's written on the box, but yeah. So Ninja Batman is a movie I haven't actually watched. I've seen the trailer for it. I'm not impressed by the animation, but I'll probably watch it eventually because, well, it's Batman. And anyways, here we have the Figuarts for said Batman. And for the most part, it's a really nice looking figure. I mean, they did a really good job with all the detail and stuff. There's a Figma version of this that I've seen that I'm a little interested in because I think that one comes with a cloth cape, which is the most annoying thing about this figure is that he comes with the classic plastic cape, a lot like how the first S.H Figuart Batman came out, the Injustice one. I'm just not a fan of the plastic. I'm not because it's in like three pieces. It's hinged weird. If you want the I'll show you guys the articulation on the cape. You can move it out side to side like that, but it always has that little groove thing going on there. You can see it's a little heavy, so it does want to kind of fall back down, and the back can lean back like that. You can move these back a little bit, but not too much. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's a big piece of plastic. I'm not a fan of the cape. I'm not. It's plastic capes. I don't think I'm ever gonna like rubber capes. They're a little bit more annoying because you can't move them out like that and give like the extra articulation that you can from the figure. Like say if the cape was like on his shoulders, it would get in the way. So plastic is better than rubber, but they really need to just do cloth capes like in general. I know they've been starting to do cloth stuff with figure arts and like cape wise. I think if I'm remembering correctly, I think the other Batmans had it, but why this one doesn't have it, I honestly don't know. But detail wise, I do want to talk about really quick is because he looks amazing. He looks really good. You can see all of the gold little bits around his armor and stuff, the gold symbol on the bat or the belt, the purple on the belt, his little pouches here, the gold on the gauntlets and everything, or whatever you want to call them. He does have the little knife thingies that always have on Batman. Do those have an official name? I should know this. I really should, but I don't. His face is definitely accurate to the movie. As you guys can see there, he has the green eyes and everything. It is a mask that it's tied around his face. You can see his boots look really good. The sandals look really good. I guess they're not boots if he's wearing sandals, right? But you guys get what I'm going with. The pants is done out really well. In the back, he does have a lot more detail, a lot more gold. So they didn't skimp out on it, which is awesome. And yeah, so accessory wise, he does come with a decent enough amount. He comes with a few pairs of hands. He comes with a pair of fists, a pair of style posing hands, a pair of hands to hold the sheath that he comes with for the sword or scabbard, whatever you want to call it. Comes with hands to hold the sword, and he comes with hands to hold kunai, which he does come with two of instead of batarangs. Which, getting a closer look here, you can see they're painted pretty good. There is a little bit of the silver on the white there. They do have the bat symbol on the top. And they're a little pointy, but they're actually not that sharp, surprisingly. You know, I've handled action figure accessories that are sharper than this. So there is that. And you guys want a closer look at the sword in the scabbard. You can see, again, it's painted really good. We got like a few different tones of colors. We've got like a nice silver here, orange, gold, white, the silver on the part here that you would think it would come with a string or something to attach to him so it could be around his waist. No, none of that doesn't attach to him at all, which kind of sucks. It would have been nice if it did have a string to attach to him. Like I said, I haven't seen the movie to know if he carries it with him like that, but even if he doesn't, you would think, why not include it? The sword itself looks really good. You can see the little handle here looks amazing. The gold looks good. It is in a bat symbol as well, which is pretty awesome. See the bat ears there and stuff. And the silver on the blade looks really nice. It's flexible, so don't worry too much about breaking it, and it's not too sharp at all either, so really nice. The extra head, you know, like I said, looks good. It's just a screaming face, which is awesome, I guess. You know, the extra face accessories are good. The regular, you know, frowning one and the screaming one. I wish he had more, but that's pretty much what we get with this guy. It looks like you get a lot more because the box is pretty big, but that's just because the box is big for the cape. But anyways, for the articulation portion, I'm just gonna take the cape off, which is the good thing. You can take the cape off, set it to the side, And if you are good with sewing at all, you don't have to be that good. You can make your own cape, or you can commission someone to make yours, which is probably what I would recommend, just because I'm not a fan. It's personal. I mean, you like it, cool, awesome. I don't like those things. Anyways, articulation is actually really good. He has a weird leg system. I'm saying weird because I haven't seen any Figuarts that have this particular kind of thing, because it reminds me of the older pull down method, but it's not there. It doesn't have the weird, I guess people call it diaper thing. I like these legs, and I feel like that's the way they need to go going forward with everything, because it gets rid of the weird layering that like the Dragon Ball Z figures have had. But we'll get to that in a second. Head wise, he can look up a very good amount. I mean, that is perfect, and he can look down a good amount. His neck does move a little bit, adds for that, you know, pivot side to side, which you can see is really good. And yeah, the neck articulation is really hindered by the plastic cape, which sucks, because this is some really good articulation there. I mean, the head itself can move a good amount, left, right, pivot side to side, but that neck articulation just adds to it, and I love it. I honestly love it. That is a perfect neck peg and perfect head movement, so that is great. His arm can only go out that much, but he is on this kind of butterfly joint that rotates upwards, so it can give him a little bit more range, not too much, which kind of sucks. I wish it could go level. I get why it's the armor and everything, it gets in the way the arm is shaped, but still, I wish they had found a way to kind of like extend this piece, like pull it out a little bit and then push it up. That would have been nice. But like I said, he does have that butterfly joint that goes forward, it goes back, and it can pivot up and down a little bit, which is good. It can rotate all the way around here, and he does have upper bicep rotation. He does have double jointed elbows that do alright. Again, the armor does kind of get in the way there, but it looks pretty good. Don't have any complaints about that. It does have rotation at the wrist as well as the swivel. You know, changing the hands is as easy as just popping it off and popping on another one, just like your standard action figures nowadays, I guess. His rotation at the upper chest and lower waist, or waist, I guess. There is no lower waist, but is really good. I mean, that is really good. Like, that is what I want from a Batman figure. Like, straight up, right there, that movement back and forward is what we need in, like, every Batman figure, because, well, it's Batman. He's got the acrobat skills down. I mean, obviously Robin's better at it because he was in the circus, but you guys know what I mean. Got the side to side action going on there from the lower waist and from the upper chest, and you can move back and forth from the upper chest. So it's like, I guess, ball peg, I'm assuming. And it's really good. He can turn left and right. I love it. I honestly, everything aside from the arms so far, amazing. Again, like I said, he does have that waist rotation. The belt is a floating piece, kind of. You can rotate it a little bit. It's rubber, but for the most part, it's going to stay in place and hide the leg, which, again, it's nicer. You guys, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but is a lot nicer than the ones they've been doing for the Dragon Ball figures. There's no pull down or anything, but his leg can kick forward about that much, and a little bit more if you want it to go out sideways. Can kick back a pretty good amount, although, yeah, it does go sideways and all. He can go outwards. Whoa. Well, he can go outwards, just not as much as you would want him to, or else that happens. So once again, he can go outwards that far. He does have the double jointed knee that goes in that much. It looks a little bit weird. I'm not going to lie. It's not the nicest looking knee, but it's decent enough. And no rotation at the boot, no rotation at the upper leg, which I feel like it's the biggest downfall of the this version of the leg thing. But I don't know, it does look a lot nicer, I will say that. So if they can improve on that and add it to other figures, that would be great. Anyways, his leg can kind of move forward, but not really. Can kind of move back, but not really. And it can pivot side to side. It's mostly just the way his armor wrapped around his leg is kind of getting in the way there. Stops it from moving back and forward too much. And he does have a toe hinge. And yeah, so articulation, it's good. It's a little bit all over the place. I feel like the legs could be a lot better. They really need to add rotation, especially since he has this armor here kind of hiding the, you know, upper part of his leg. It would have been so easy for them to add a cut right there and just done the Dragon Ball Z style legs, because you wouldn't have noticed it. You wouldn't have seen it, and you would have been able to give him that rotation, or at least add rotation at the boot would have been really good. Uh, so yeah, he's a little bit, like I said, he's a little bit all over the place. I mean, his arms could be a little bit better, but they're not bad at all. The chest is amazing. It's perfect. The head and neck are perfect. The legs and arms could be a little bit better, but overall, it's not bad. You can get him into some pretty good stances and everything. As for the like sheath and everything, like I said, it does have a hand to hold it, like so. So if you want to do that, you can, or maybe the other way probably would look better. Whatever way you think makes more sense to you. And he does have a hand to hold the sword. So although I wish we could have this hanging right here because I think it would look so much better. Again, I haven't seen the movie. I still think it's something they should have added. The cape does hinder the neck. Keep that in mind, that the cape will hinder that perfect neck joint, so it's a little bit annoying. It doesn't hinder the arms too much because it is movable and stuff, but it is awkward. It isn't too back heavy. I did mess with him a pretty good amount before recording this, and he was able to stand on his own pretty well. So yeah, anyways, let's move on to some size comparisons and wrap this video up. And for a quick standard size comparison, here he is next on Marvel Legends Spider-Man and S.H Figuarts Super Saiyan God Goku. You can see he does stand taller than the Goku, and he is a little bit shorter than Spider-Man. I mean, the ears make him maybe a little bit taller, but proportion-wise, he's definitely a little bit skinnier, a little bit more of a smaller frame in the face anyway. Body-wise, he might be a little bit bigger. I don't know. You might be able to kind of get away with it. It's up in the air on that one, but I think you can mix match them if you tried and angled everything good if you're trying to take pictures or anything. But yeah, there you go. And here he is compared to the Mezco Batman. You can see he is definitely shorter than him. Though, again, body proportion wise, I don't know what it is about this guy that every time I see him next to a different figure, he looks a little bit weird. I don't know. I do like him, but he always looks a little bit weird compared to other Batman. Like, his body proportions are pretty good. Maybe the head's a little bit too small, but he is wearing a lot of armor. And his pants are, like, really poofy. So, yeah. Him, I don't know. I like him. I want the other one. We'll see where it goes. And lastly, here he is compared to the Injustice S.H Figuarts Batman figure. You can see here that proportion-wise, the Injustice one is a little bit bigger body mass-wise and everything. And I mean body mass. Armor-wise and, like, kind of bulk-wise, obviously the new Ninja Batman here is bigger. His cape, I will say, although it is plastic, is designed better than his. His is in 3 pieces that do tend to fall apart and gets kind of annoying. His is 1 solid piece, which is pretty good, and the detail on him kind of blows his out of the water. Don't get me wrong, he has really nice detail. It's really good. You can see all of the like kind of gunmetal armor looking thing going on, but the gold and the red and the purple and everything, like all the color on him, like all of the like ninja. It's funny because it's called Ninja Batman, but I feel like it's more like samurai-ish looking, especially with this piece. But it looks good. You know, it helps to pop. Love it. No complaints. Moving on. So overall, I would say that this is a pretty decent enough figure. I mean, yes, he has some really amazing articulation in the neck and in the body, but the arms and legs kind of lower the standard just a little bit. Don't get me wrong, plenty of fun posing this guy. Really good amount of accessories, though they could be a little bit more plentiful. I'm okay with what he has. I do wish, like I said, that he could carry the sheath around his whatever, his waist, his shoulder, but I'm fine with the way it is. And I want to note really quick before I forget that this screaming face, for whatever reason, when I was trying to put it on right now with the cape, it didn't want to go in. It like I don't know, maybe if his mouth is open a little too much that it doesn't let you, which would be kind of weird. I'm gonna try and mess with it more and see if it kind of goes in, and there'll probably be pictures at the end if it does. But yeah, kind of weird that it didn't want to go in. But again, I feel like most people should be posing this without the cape or making their own, because this is just I feel like it's unacceptable at this point, to be completely honest. But not bad. It is what it is. Pretty decent amount of stuff for a pretty okay price. He's not overly expensive like some of the other, like let's say the Marvel figures that can go up to 90. I believe he does retail around from $50 to $60. So for that price, yeah, it's a good figure. I would recommend it. You don't need to be a fan of the movie to get him. You just be a fan of Batman and the design, and that's pretty much all it is. It's a good design, looks amazing, and definitely a good amount of fun, albeit I wish his arms and legs were just a little bit better. Decent enough, And yeah, not really much else to say here other than this video was brought to you guys by the AV Pop Shop, so check out their Instagram linked in the description down below. Hit the like button, comment down below your thoughts on the figure, and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.